we good? Okay, good. We actually got recording. So it took me a bit to set up like the camera thing over here. And like this right here. This is the microphone. So there we go. Bit loud, sorry for that. And then we also have my computer over here. My cat cleaning herself over here. Cute kitty. So this is the third and final thing of recording style we might do for the podcast stuff. Now you may be wondering, why do I have these cool looking glasses on? It's to protect my facial identity. I mean, it's not really too useful when I like look this way, but as long as I look directly at the camera here or directly at the microphone like I am right here, then you won't really tell. Besides, like like you could recognize the thumbnail too, me wearing these things on. Another cool thing is that I could switch whatever modes I'm talking about. So yeah, so it means much more visually appealing. Sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, if you want the podcast, we're on the YouTube side of stuff, guys. If you want the podcast to be just a one-on-one type deal, like a full-on like visual thing with me wearing these, obviously, then yeah, we can do that. Saving much more time gaming and editing and stuff. Not gonna really cool visual improvements besides like some cute little filters in between, or just some muting if I accidentally slip out too many bad words that YouTube's gonna kill me and same thing with Spotify. But yeah, anyways, let me get back down to the original area, because Spotify users probably not seeing this, so yippee, you don't get to see like part of my ugly face. Welcome everybody to What's Wrong in Today's Age and Society. With this installment for the third episode, we are trying a face cam visual cam. After this thing gets uploaded and stuff, I think I'm going to try and create a Spotify account. Well, I already have a Spotify account. What I mean by that is I'm going to try to do is like search up or whatever I need to do in order to upload this stuff over to Spotify, as long as it doesn't cost too much money for me to do it, because, you know, I need to be tight on money, and stuff. Not because I can't afford it. No, I can afford it. It's that I want to afford other stuff as well, that life is going to throw at me. Okay, anyways. Sorry about that. Anyways, so let's get down to earth, right to it, I guess. So, yeah, what's wrong in today's age and society? The title is self-explanatory of how it describes it. It describes what is wrong in today's age and society. And I'm going to make sure I don't trip over myself too much. I'm going to make sure I keep on task. I don't have a guest with me this time, so not that many distractions, because I'm pretty sure there was a lot of distractions. Also, I'm sorry for like the first 25 minutes of the second podcast having a bit of horrible audio quality. I was testing out some stuff in the editor, so I do apologize for that. And I couldn't, was not able to revert it back, because saving and deleting just kind of sometimes eventually kicks you out of the system, and then I just can't undo the deleting or the saving or whatever. So then it's just like, sorry about that. So it's just like, no, I don't think so. And I'm like, excuse me, what? So obviously there's just me with the realization shadness of this poor audio quality, and then me being angry because I can't figure out what's going on. With an explanation, of course. I love these things, I do. They show so much expression without you having to see my eyes. It's hilarious. Anyhow, what we're going to be talking about today is probably the commercialization of love. This podcast series. And we're going to set down some ground rules like we always do after I give out the topic. Basically, our ground rules is very simple. We do not bring politics into this, okay? We do not bring the LGBTQ members. Not LGBTQ members. Just sensitive topics in general. We don't try to linger on these type of topics for too long. I will obviously end up probably bringing these in at some point, but I won't linger on them. I won't give a side on which, what, or anything. And also, as in the soft, sensitive topics, not only LGBTQ, but furries, certain conspiracy theory groups, and certain generations in question. Another thing we're not going to bring too much onto the forwarding of the tables is that I try to keep it everything friendly as well, because I also don't want to bring too much hatred of everybody else. And that's about it really, yeah. Another thing you may be wondering, like, where's your plugin stuff? I don't do plugins until the very end of the video slash podcast slash whatever you're listening to it or using it for. I don't bring that type of stuff in until at the very end, so that way you actually get a good hand of my content. And that's really about it, yeah. So into the commercialization of love, which is perfect because at the time of recording this, it is February 6th, 2023. And the cool thing we're recording it is that basically it's the first week of February, and February for me is a very depressing month because I'm a lonely guy. That has also been a little depressing for me today, a month in general for me today. Because like, this is the month that describes the end of winter, and this is also like, this is the month that describes towards the end of winter. This is the month that also is considered a month of love, and this is also what recently started happening since I think 2020, 2021 is Black History Month, which I have nothing against. I have nothing against it, by the way. It is good. I do like learning the history behind these people. I do love learning the history about these people. Okay, it is good. Do not get mad at me. Please don't get mad at me. But um but yeah, as long, I mean, like, as long as it's an optional choice for me to learn their history, of course. As long as it's out there and open, I will learn if I really wanted to. But I got better things to do. But I will learn some of it. Do not worry. I mean, I learned a lot about Martin Luther King Jr. So does that count? Can that count, please? Can that? Anyways, enough about just almost seeing like completely biased and stuff because by myself, I'm a human, but I believe the plant cactus, is a superior race amongst all of us. It can defend itself. It can survive out in the desert. It got water inside it for your survival's sake if you know what good part of it to cut. It just basically is a beast, the cactus. And not only it can defend itself, you can use it as a weapon if you really wanted to, and it's all alive. That's why cactuses are superior. But now instead of my entire... Almost thought I just knocked that off the table. But now that we are done with the entirety of stupidity of memes and stuff, I guess I will bring a bit of my personal life into this, because I usually don't do this. I don't usually bring too much personal life into the podcast series, because you're here to talk about what's wrong about society and how can we be trolls on Twitter type attitude. Not here to talk about what is Captain Digital's personal life like? You know, because I always wanted to know what his personal life has always been, and I really want to know because I have like a huge crush on him or something like that. Actually, that'd be kind of amazing if somebody had a crush on me at my school or something like that. I'd be very surprised. Anyways, so as me, a very sad thing has been happening a lot. Let me get to my mode. Let me tell you my tears. The tales beyond these tears. So, the problem I've been having is that, first of all, like I said, I'm a very lonely guy. I don't got anything to celebrate Valentine's Day. Besides my good mates who are also very lonely, and we just wasted the day away, basically. Now, of course, I'm not saying anything besides us playing video games. That's how we waste the day away. You thought I was gonna, like, say something very stupid now, weren't you? Yeah. Okay, don't want to show my actual face of all eyes or anything. So, another thing to note is that I don't... trying to think of the word here. I don't really like this idea. No, I didn't really like that I was very close to somebody, like a good best friend type relationship, and I'm hoping we're still best friends if you're ever watching this. But they ended up moving to California or something like that. Yeah, I might as well just state it because I'm not saying their name or anything. They're just a best friend of mine. They ended up moving to California, and I didn't get to say goodbye in person. I'm not saying where they did or wherever they gone. Heck, I don't even know if they're in California anymore. Probably they might still... Nah, I'm not gonna say anything. They could be there. They could not be there. Who knows? There's about like 1 million people over there. You'll never probably find them. If you somehow find them, I'm not meeting by your demands because, like, that's stupid. They're not my child. Anyways, so another thing to note is that probably one of my friends are actually probably have to get brain surgery or something like that. They might. Probably is different from a bit much more than a might. So I'm just going to reflect that they might need brain surgery, which I'm really hoping not. Which I know brain surgery is a bit, screwing with your brain. If your brain goes, so do you, type attitude. So like, of course that's really, really bad and stuff. Although like I don't know them too well, despite them being my friend or whatever. So I think like, oh, I'll still be sad and stuff. And the last, yeah, most of the cool stuff. I actually like winter, by the way. I don't like the snow section area anymore, but I do still like winter. Sorry about that. So yeah, okay, and all this stuff. But the main reason why I hate Valentine's Day is because of Valentine's Day. February is an entire month of love and stuff, and all everybody's like, "Oh, you're just very upset because you don't have anybody." And yes, you could be right about that. But I'm more upset about today's topic, which I have once stated in what's wrong today's age and society. The fact alone, there is commercialization in love. Love is being commercialized, people. For crying out loud. This is a crime worse than. No, there's been plenty of other crimes. Yeah, there's been crimes worse than just commercialization of love. But still, um, the entire problem I find with today's Asian society is the commercialization, the entire idea behind love, and it really just screws around with my brain. It really just gets the worst out of me. It really just, there you go. It really is the worst when it comes to this stuff. Because if you don't meet by these standards, then you, my friend, don't have love. You don't. You really don't. I'm starting to really worry that my eyes are being shown here. Ooh. Ooh. I'm gonna be a little bit more careful about getting close to the camera than backing up like so, because yeah. So we'll just keep it on my angry expression as default for a bit for this. But yeah, commercialization of love. Now you may be wondering, how do you do that? How do you have commercialization of love? And I'm gonna tell you right here now, actually. So you know about all these stuff like a Hershey's Kiss or like the movies or anything? Those are all like commercialized ideas made by companies for you to become the products by buying the products. All in the namesake of love, because if your love doesn't receive X item, it means that they don't give a no, yeah, they don't give a two cents worth about you. 2 pennies. 2 pennies. That's all you can. You can't even spare that anymore. I mean, well, 2 pennies will still be helpful even in today's economy, but still. I said I was not gonna bring too many stuff related to that type of crap. Okay. So if you have like, okay, what about how do I say this? Casey's? No, Casey's is a pretty cool pizza place. Kohl's? No. Maybe Kohl's? No. Kay's ring and jewelry store. That is the perfect example, because you always see it for like, you can do saying like, give something that your Valentine would truly love, like a diamond or gold like a necklace with a pearl or something like that for like $800. Like, for a Valentine's gift, of course, and for somebody that they will find in love and remembrance. I'm just sitting here like, what the who's gonna spend $800? Oh, wait a minute. I know who would spend $800. I mean, I would spend $800 for my cat over here, and they made a cat necklace, for crying out loud. I mean, like, look at her. Look at her. She's so cute and pretty. Such a cute and pretty calico, you know? You know, like, if I was suddenly surprised one day to see that somebody that like they were, this would be my surprise facial expression And they announced that they were making jewelry for cats. Isn't that right, Craig? Huh? Oh, she's sleeping. I might be disturbing her. Her internal daily slumber. I'm so very sorry, cat. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Probably gonna post that with me just petting this cat for like a moment while I'm still talking. There. Okay. So the commercialization of love, in case the jewelry store is one of the most perfect examples of it. But don't click off now. There's more where that came from. For real, there actually is more where that came from. But believe it or not. So the entire problem I also have finding with the entire commercialization of love is just that not only that well, I'm just saying commercialization of love because I'm not going to split off into separate segments. But basically, like, love is also seen about a whole lot of different ways. Because you can always see those online couples and everything online, of course, on TikTok or whatever. And then you kind of like, is that what really love is like? Obviously, newsflash, that is certain types of love. You have tough love, you have soft love, you have love, you have internet fame love, you have drama love. I just ran out of reasonable fingers. So starting with this hand here. Then you have fake love, you have gold digger love, you have sugar mommy or daddy type love, and then you have timber girl tender person crazy profile standards love. Watch out for those type of people. They are not like dating apps, for example. Do not go into dating apps. Those will probably not find you love too well, too much. This is not worth it. I've never been on a dating profile, so I really want to know from experience. So I might be ruining somebody's chances here, but like, trust me with this, okay? Just trust me on this. And I see, and I do know a few friends and stuff, like a few couples and stuff, and like even commercialization hits me. Well, not commercialization, just the, I guess it's the factory padded down of the version of love from movies, TV shows, video games, books, and just like online faking stuff, necessities and everything. Probably has ruined down my entire thing for what love truly is or could be or anything like that. So, yeah, sorry, I was just checking to make sure something was alright. I was just making sure. Okay, over here on the recording area, make sure it didn't cut out or anything. Okay, so the problematic stuff with, like, I see all the time, even I was fine about it, because we have this, okay, I had. How do I say this correctly without actually trying to hurt the person who I'm referencing here or saying who the person is? Okay. So there's this girl. I know. One of my friends. And then there's this guy who I also know, who is also one of my better friends. He's one of my best mates. I hope he records me as one of his best friends as well. We don't talk too much anymore, so I guess we're just on the friendly status now. And knowing this guy and knowing this girl, I never thought in 100 years or whatever like that, I never once thought of the occurrence that they would get together and date each other. I would never thought of that. I didn't even think about it. I just slipped past my mind until I heard about it and saw it for myself, and I was like, man, I'm dead. The facial expression works perfectly for this, by the way. But no, not really. I mean, yeah, I was kind of like starstruck there for a moment. I was like scratching, I was just all confused. I was just shaking my head in disbelief. Then I just quickly like started scratching. I was like, I guess they always been saying opposites do attract, huh? Now I just need to find my opposite, which would be an introvert who hates almost everything. And wants to be petite as possible. Um, hmm. Oh, that's just kind of sad, actually. If that was that's really the opposite of me. Oh man, that really is like the opposite of me. That's actually pretty sad. I did not think of that, did I? I think it'll be fine. I think so. Okay, so back down to original like topic on Earth. Let's get back to it. So another problematic situation we could have with this entire commercialization of love, even I myself didn't think that these two people would ever get together. You know, girl, guy, both friends of mine, both I know pretty well. Never thought they actually would get together. Never once I would think they would date. And like that just really starts to change my entire personalizational idea of who I could try dating, and then I still haven't found nobody to date. Yeah. Hmm. That's just great. Yeah. So, how do I work on this next segment here? Yeah. So, anyways, and I know that they probably have like a good, strong, healthy relationship, but I'm really, really hoping that they're not gonna buy a gift for each other for or anything, or the guy buys a gift for my girl, not my girl, his girl. I'm already screwing it up. I'm just really hoping they're not gonna go in the commercializational area beyond love. Because like another thing, commercialization also works is horror movies during Valentine's Day. I work at Walmart and everything, so I went up to like the electronics aisle for something, and I spotted like the movie section. What the heck was that? Sounds like a drill. Why is he using a drill? That's my brother. I'm serious about the mood. I think I'm probably might just cut this out. I'm probably not gonna cut this out because it's gonna take much more longer for me to do stuff. I'm about to just tell him to knock it off in the next 5 seconds if he doesn't stop. Anyways, if you guys just want to drill a smart. Okay, if you guys. Okay, so if you guys like surprise drill ASMR, then I really recommend that you kind of stick around because I don't know if he's gonna stop it. I told him not to be loud, but of course he has his volume up to where it deafens him, and then he doesn't hear anything like a moron. I'm just gonna talk over him because this needs to get done as crisp, clear, and as best as possible. I really need to find a good audio quality area in my house. My room's probably the best, but still, it's would you say it? Probably not the best option. What is he even doing in there? I'm about to just knock on the wall telling him to quit it. I'm about to, actually, but I guess I'm not going to. I don't know. It's just like, what? About 23... It's 23 minutes in. That's crazy how time flies, isn't it? Okay, so for those audio listeners, I was just looking at my computer and back of the camera to like make it a funny dramatic effect for YouTube. Yippee! So, yeah, and I see the horror movies and to be like one of the best stuff about cuddling and stuff, and I'm just like, what? I don't think making an attempt of fear is a good idea. Some people have really twisted, dark sense of humor. Okay? For crying out loud. If I'm dating like some girl and we watch, and and I tried to like fool play or something like that to watch like Scream so that way she could cuddle up, hug me close because she's scared. And then I just see her start laughing like a maniac or start laughing like Chucky for crying out loud. because of how dark that movie is, I'm gonna like be okay. I'm not into that crap. I'm not terrified. It's just like that just took me way off guard than I originally thought. And like the entire horror movie trope is just so predictable. Why not have a very good feel movie, like a good on feel movie, or like a movie you probably seen thousands of times before, but you never once saw it before, or something like that. Like, why is it horror movies? Why must it always be horror movies to be played? Why can't it just be a cool anime? Or something like that. Like One Punch Man. I could try getting on it. I don't know if I could try convincing a girl on the first date or second date, or maybe even the 50th, or maybe even like a 10th date. Just sit down and watch some One Punch Man with me. I don't think that's really gonna be possible. I would try, darn it. Okay? The legendary of One Punch Man, Saitama, the man Saitama himself, will be known. Also, One Punch Man is a really cool anime. And actually is a really cool action anime. It's actually pretty hilarious, so I do recommend you go check that out. The best way I was able to do was watch it over on Netflix, but I guess you could pirate it or something. Anyways, so how do we... So, yeah, an entire problem I have with most commercialization of love, with this entire horror movie stuff, this entire gift stuff, it's not real true love. It's not really true love at all. And, I mean, I may have never experienced true love, but I know for a fact, from other people, that's not true love. Man, I really wish I actually did invited a couple to speak of for me, to help me speak of this podcast. But I think we can get perfectly fine. But love is just a feeling that you know. It's like a funky little feeling you have that you want to be with this person. And you want to spend every minute possible with this person type attitude. That you know for a fact that they make you feel better and happy just brightening up your day. I don't get that too much. I don't know if I have a crush. And I know probably there is a girl out there in the world or something like that who is crushing me, or several few girls who are crushing me, but they never want to admit it. They always want to hide it. They always are too embarrassed. And then they ended up asking me why I never contacted them. I was like, what you talking about? Another problem with love is just, I guess, with the commercialization or idealistic or whatever, is the entire philosophy, Velociraptors, the entire philosophy, photo hut, the entire... I am going to give myself a stroke before I finish saying this, aren't I? The entire ideology, philosophy, or commercialization behind love is also about stupid standard tropes as well. Why is it that girls are always taught to give so many ridiculous, insincere hints instead of sitting right in front? We are stupid. Us guys are dumb when it comes to this area, okay? And why is it that girls are always taught to have those highest realistic standards, which I did talk in my last podcast episode about the problems with standards in society, and they always have to be have the worst thing imaginable possible, have to be the one in charge and everything. And I'm just sitting here like, it's a cooperative movement. It's a cooperative thing that we both have to do. And yet, you don't want to cooperate with this. You want to be in charge. And that's wrong. That and your hints. Your hints are awful, unless you blatantly say it out the obvious. I mean, and even then, maybe give us, a quick statement out obvious, type attitude. I saw this one clip on Family Guy. Yeah, I know I'm bringing Family Guy into this, but hear me out. So, there's one clip about Family Guy. Is this girl asking this guy, saying, "Hey, can I walk with you at class?" And the guy says, "Can I walk with you?" And the guy says, "Sure, I'll see you next class." And then she just runs, screams, and jumps out of a window. Then her two best friends slap him. And the caption is like, "Man, we don't know what we did wrong." And it didn't take me a moment until I realized that she wanted to walk with him to his next class. And he just stated, "I will see you next class," because he didn't pick it up. In like, and it's just like, yeah, we're kind of stupid. I do agree with that, but even then, I wouldn't catch it because, like, what would you? Because we already know there's probably an underlying tone, meaning you're not telling us. You do not want to communicate, and I therefore do not communicate. This is probably why I have a whole lot of problems communicating with people, isn't it? I don't communicate that well. Nobody understands what I'm trying to say. I don't open up. I don't share that many fair hints. Am I really a woman this entire time? Have I just been transcended into chaos of my own peers just because I just didn't want to feel like communicating like a proper living being? I'm thinking too hard about into this, aren't I? No, I'm not trying to say... Okay, maybe I should just be much more clear further on, so maybe there's a lesson for me in this, just to be much more clear with people. But even then, I don't know how to be clear because I'm not great with being social. I'm an extrovert at heart. Trust me, I want to talk and everything. What do you think of doing this entire podcast stuff? But, like, there's nothing good for me to talk about since all my knowledge is in video games, and I would really, really love to get more material, but nobody wants to talk to me about it. And it's just a bit saddening to me because, like, yeah, I may not take no interest into it, but you gotta, like, pummel it down, dude. You gotta pummel it down, man. Why am I talking about me? This is supposed to be, I mean, yeah, I did allow it to be a little bit personal, but it shouldn't be this personal. To a certain extent, to a level. So, yeah, but, like, I don't understand, like, most of these hints anyways, because, like, hey, can I walk with you to class? You know, that kind of says, like, something different about it. It's like, okay, we'll see you next class, because what else we were supposed to say? It's like, yeah, sure, you can walk with me, because then, like, that would, because on our underlying thing, we don't know if you have a boyfriend or not. We don't know if you're just trying to do something or not. We don't know your intended plans for it, and it kind of makes us jump into the second reaction that it seemed like a logical answer. Even if it's not the answer you really wanted, it seemed like a good logical answer for us as a buffer and barrier. Because, believe it or not, us guys, we're very dumb and stupid. But another reason why I'm kind of that is because of the entire ideal reason that we respect some of us. Nah, I think most of us. There's only a few certain people out there in certain groups that are kind of crazy. But most of us respect you and your opinions and stuff. And we would like to make sure that, you know, we didn't do anything wrong by, like, walking with you. Because we don't know if you have a boyfriend or not unless you blatantly state the obvious. We don't know if you like us until you even state the obvious. You could try and become, like, our dream girlfriend from other standards and stuff. And we will still be and you can still be shy about never telling us and wanting to know if we're ever going to ask you out. And of course, we'll just think like it's a coincidence. You're kind of a little bit trenching on the edge here type of attitude. And it never happens. It never happens because you don't want to come forward. So girls, please, if there's a guy you really like, do something. Leave a note in their locker. Text them over an anonymous account if you have their number. State, don't, oh wait, crap, that's gonna show my eyes. Eyebrows itchy. Don't want to take the glasses off and show my eyes. There we go. Don't state, don't tell your friends to go tell the guy for you, because the guy is just gonna think something else different. And guys, we also, eyebrows itchy. There we go. But guys, I have stated, I'm gonna state this right now. Be the best person you can be, and nothing else, okay? Because believe it or not, girls, our standards, they're very low. We can't afford high standards because we don't get anything. You girls have high standards because you believe you can get them, when in reality, you probably won't. So knock down those high standards, find much more beauty in your average Joe and stuff, because guess what? Some of us might be simps or whatever, but most of us would find much more beauty in attractive areas that we would love. Okay, for example, I don't like models. I look at a few of them and I was like, gross, disgusting, no. See that one girl working she like that one girl down the hallway or something like that, or like down a hallway onto like a business trip or something like that. Of course, I'm just using an example here. Example of like the girl I see, but the girl I have ever seen like work once at Subway and just disappeared or saw at Subway once or whatever. I was like, wow, that's like the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. So another thing about commercialization of love is that stating for girls, it's a guilt trip them to make them very insecure about the stuff, which I hate the most. I'm really hoping I didn't knock anything over with that, but I hate that the most. Is that you girls have to be fooled by products, by commercialization to tell you that you need to look beautiful with their new latest makeup product to look beautiful. I mean, for crying out loud, my face, even though I'm like covering most of my eyes area, my face looks like a pepperoni pizza jack. No. This looks like a Jack's pepperoni pizza slice. And that is what my face looks like right now with all the pimples and stuff. And you're worried about just like a little, like just not with a little bit too much of a rosy cheek. I love that type of idea that I can see your actual blush. I can see your actual personality and stuff from your face looks. Not trying to look, not trying to look completely beautiful, for crying out loud. Now, of course, if you believe you're hideous or something like that, that's going to be on self-improvement. But, like, another thing to know is that eventually these companies are going to try to get you addicted to feeling good wearing this makeup because it will cover up the main problem of them tricking to your insecurities. And then with that, you're going to be walking around with a clown with, like, 5 pounds of makeup on you. I don't know where to go with this. So I'm just going to tone it back down to original standards here. But, yeah. Facial expression. But yeah, basically, don't let the companies fool you, girls. Okay, this is a message to all ladies out there. Do not let this company stuff fool you. Do not let this crap get down to you. You stay strong. You stay happy. You keep going on because you are you. And you can do better without the help of makeup. You can do better without the help of needing a very rich person. You could do better without needing every single thing you want, acting like a damn princess of the kingdom court, because you're spoiled. Get out of that mindset now. You can do better, and you do deserve better. Now, because when it comes to dating a guy, we have very low realistic standards. And let your fears set aside for a moment. For one moment. Let your guard down. Maybe we might. Because a lot of people state the problem with men is that we don't show emotions. We do. We're forced to hide them because you people can't accept them. You want to make fun of them. I don't know how to show my emotions. So that's like the main reason why I don't show them. Because I don't know really how to show emotions. Because like, why do you think I'm using this too? Because I could be wearing natural cool looking sunglasses to show eyebrow expressions, you know. But no, I'm wearing these because, like, I don't show pretty well too many expressions. Even though I'm not changing my expression too much with the glasses. But even then, girls, you don't need makeup. Guys, you don't need to have high realistic standards. Just talk to them. Girls, think about it for a moment. Don't instantly reject them on the spot just because they don't meet your dating profile standards or whatever. Don't do that. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Take it from me. And do yourself a favor. Do not let commercialization get to you people. All of you people. This is a message for everybody. I want somebody to clip this. Send this onto TikTok. Send this onto YouTube Shorts. Send this everywhere you can. Because I want everybody to listen to this. Commercialization of love isn't real love. Love is love. You can't describe it. The best way you can tell is that you just want to be with somebody who you want to be with because they make you feel the same way that probably they feel about you, and you have this deeper meaning connection. You don't need makeup to have this deeper meaning connection. That's just looking like a clown. You don't need this entire handsome body thing because or too many attractive features, because if you're not showing out or shining out your real personality, then what is the point? Your good looks will only get you so far without any proper personality. And finally, like I said, I want everybody to take this in deep here. I want everybody to take this in deep, like a preach or a prayer type attitude. Don't ever, under any circumstances, change yourself for others, because that's what they want. That's what commercialization will do to you. Because they don't care about your insecurities. They care only about your insecurities and how to toy with them, how to make sure you trust them. And with these companies, if you trust them, then there's only one thing. You're going to spend your money and become their product of what they show, what they shine, what they can advertise better without spending too much and gaining more. And there's nothing you can do about it when you start getting into them, when you start feeding into their beliefs. Everybody has it hard, but only you and many others make the choice to make it better. Make it much more easy, and show those dirtbags what you really can do. Because love is love. It's not something you can buy off a product. Because that, my friend, is being horny. I don't know where I was going with that. I probably might have to censor that out, aren't I? No, you know what? I'm keeping it in. No censoring, besides cuss words. And even then, yeah. Now, a whole lot of... Now, of course, so thank you for coming for right type attitude. But I'm really hoping people did clip that. I really am hoping that some people might have clipped that. You could have gone on longer than a minute. But, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty short episode. 41 minutes. Okay, maybe not that short, but still. I don't know if I should end it here or not. I'm probably just going to talk a little bit longer to try and round it up to at least a bit more. Because I still probably have better ideas with the idealization of love or whatever. And I think commercialization of love, I think that just ties it all in, huh? A very short podcast. Well, not short, but I don't know. Podcasts usually last for like an hour or something like that. But I guess, like, that's pretty good. But yeah, end of the day, commercialization puts a price tag on love. You have to remember you can't put a price tag on love. You have to remember to be gone these insecurities by your standards, because these companies force you to have these insecurities and these standards, because society itself made you get these insecurities and standards. Popularity of online influencers maybe have these insecurities and upright standards. Remove them. Destroy them. Get past that mental block. And find the one who you truly love. Because at the time recording this, it might, and by the time I probably might upload this, I want you to go and find or try or even do anything for just Valentine's Day. If you have somebody you truly care and you want and you love and you really want to show them or date them or whatever, you know, obviously within your age range or whatever, you know, like total legal stuff, then you should. Give up the entire shy. Give up the entire embarrassment. Say it right now. Say it right now. Leave behind a note on the locker. Send them a text anonymously. Do not tell your friends to do it for you. Instead, just even give them a note in person and run. They might read it. They might toss it. Rejection is always better than not knowing. That, my friends, is what you need to do. Commercialization isn't love. It's a byproduct made by companies to make you buy crap that you never need. Because the entirety process of what all you need is in here. Or here, or here, or whatever your heart could be. You don't need that. They sell you want it. They tell you need it. You don't need it. You don't want it. You truly don't. Don't you agree with me, Crackers? Don't you agree? She is so confused. But if you're going to take any advice from just a random guy on the internet just doing a podcast stuff for fun, because I know for a fact I might end up doing this and cracking a few cases, a few truths down myself. Take your shots. All probably on the same day if you really wanted to. Take them all. And show that you ain't a wimp. You're not a coward. You're not shy at all. It'll be dangerous. It'll be rough. I know. Trust me, I've been there. But trust me. But put my trust in me. Put my trust in me. No. Put your trust in my saying here. Tell them. Tell them what you do of wanting. That doesn't work. Tell them that you love them. Tell them you want to go on a date with them. Tell them you might had a crush on them since middle school or elementary or since the day they moved next to you. Since childhood of ever since. Childhood friends type attitude. Tell them. No matter what you do. And if it does go wrong, then oh well. You told them. And you don't have to spend more money on them or anything because of commercialization ideals of love. But if it does work out, then commercialization will still try to corrupt your mind. But don't let it. Do not allow it to fester. Do not allow it to need it. And if your significant other needs gifts to prove your love is real, then cut them loose. Cut them off. They don't need gifts. Because right now, you only have each other. And that's all you need. That's all you really need. You need basic necessities, of course. But that's all you really need, is you need each other. You can get a gift if you really wanted to give them a gift, if they deserve it. But if they're always expecting something from you, then you were best to cut them off. Because that is not love. That is greed. And if they're just expecting something else different from you that isn't, instead of actual love, that's not love, that's lust. Be careful of these two. Because those are love. Those are byproduct products that hunt down that area. Greed. Lust. How do I... They're not really corporate byproducts besides greed, but just take it from me. I wish you all a very happy Valentine's Day. This has been the Captain Ditto. And I hope I'll set sail with you again. If you enjoy the podcast, I recommend subscribing and liking the video. Actually, liking the thing first is probably a good idea. This is a YouTube segment plugin, by the way. So, if you like my content and you want to see more of it, then you can subscribe if you really wanted to. There's a little bell icon right next to your subscribe button. So, like, right here's your subscribe. Right here's your little bell icon. It will have a drop-down menu when you click or tap on it. And you will have personalized right here, none, and then all. If you want just only personal stuff, like I heart your comment or reply to or something like that, or somebody, type attitude, then you can have it personalized. If it's nothing, then you can have nothing. You just really want to, just eventually have myself be recommended much more in your algorithm searches. But then, if you want it for all, click all if you want to get every single time I upload something. Here, videos, know when I'm going to stream, broadcast, whatever. Do that if you really want that. Again, it doesn't matter for me. It's your decision at the end of the day. And if you really dislike this podcast, like, man, I hate that he's trying to show the problems of teenage Asians. Like, oh, man, I hate that he's trying to expose the truth. I'm like, man, I hate that he doesn't know what the true meaning of love is. Type attitude. Dislike it. I don't really care at all. I don't care. And if you want to, give feedback to the thing or give your own comments, comment section is right below. You can leave behind a comment if you really wanted to. Type attitude. Because guess what? I read them. Unlike other content creators. And eventually, people are like, there's going to be so many comments and stuff. Well, I'm not really planning to get popular. And now the Spotify segment. If you guys want to go check out my Spotify channel or Spotifyers, I recommend you go over to the playlist area and follow the playlist if you enjoyed it, and follow and like the podcast episode if you also enjoyed it. Type attitude, so that way you can save the podcast series to your album, so that way you can always access it later on Spotify. And my username for both is known as Captain Ditto, CaptinDitto. It's Captain Ditto, so Captain without its second A and then Ditto. all together type attitude. And that's about it. Yeah, really. And in case you're wondering, I do I do podcasts. I do a little bit streaming, and well, that's over on Twitch area, which is the same username, but I don't stream too much often on Twitch anymore. And I also do some Let's Plays, which I am planning to do now, thanks to the fact now I have this entire thing over here. This thing over here, I can't show you all guys on camera, that allows me to actually record my console stuff. So now I can actually, do proper Let's Plays. So yeah, and I guess this third and final episode, this third and final episode, no, this episode will be the final, viewpoint of how we can do podcasts, because that also is another problem that had just occurred to me. So you see, there's a black screen for podcasts for audio only, then there's background gameplay footage for the podcast, and then there's this real life talking type podcasts. So like, which one do you enjoy the best? Do you enjoy me playing the video games? Me playing Planescape 2 as background footage? And if you don't like Planescape 2, I can always play a different video game now, thanks to, being able to record my Xbox. I had to play Floodescape 2 as the first one until I could get the equipment, but now I got the equipment. So if you want this is also going to be a permanent decision as well. I'm pretty sure nobody's going to want the black screen for like an entire hour. But you guys can also choose if you want a gameplay as a background footage, or if you want just me talking with the stuff. Because trust me, I'd rather prefer gameplay footage, but I'll suck it up, buttercup type attitude, and wear these glasses and stuff. For for this. And I kind of like it because it kind of shows up for like realism expressions and stuff. Anyways, I guess that's about all yet. Yeah, really. Yeah, and like I stated, I wish everybody a happy Valentine's Day at the time of this recording. I don't know if you're going to watch it on Valentine's Day or not, or close to, or it's been passed. I don't really care. And yeah, and probably to hint, I also am going to be joining a Realms group on Minecraft, by the way, soon. So I'm probably going to make a few episodes on that. So yeah, there's going to probably be coming in some Minecraft content. As far as I know, it's not scripted. It's made by a nice group of people I know from my school. So I'm gonna play a little bit of that. I think we're all gonna have a fun time too. And what I do with that server, oh boy, how pitiful for them it's going to end up being. But other than that, it's been me, Cat to Ditto. So I'll see you all guys again on the Stanley. Hold up. Crackers, hey, wake up, cat. This is my cat, Crackers. Say hello, Crackers. Say hello, Crackers. Say hello to the people, Crackers. Cats. Alright, Crackers, you can go now. But yeah, that's about it. I'll see you all next time. Peace.